So, how can you tell if a book marketing company is a scam or not? Well, there are a lot of different red flags. Like you just take a look at the website and you could usually tell if this website is from overseas, do the people really speak English? A lot of times when websites are created, you could see that they're usually translated from another language or something is just kind of a miss in the way that the English is written. I would say that now with AI, that's probably more difficult because AI does a great job refining the language to make it sound natural. But usually, just by taking a look at the website, there are some indicators there. Hello, my name is Bo Bennett. I have a PhD in social psychology and an undergrad in marketing. For the past 15 years or so, I've been helping thousands of authors publish and market their books. And I can do the same for you through our company, BookMarketing.pro. Another way is if you can't talk with anybody, or if you do find a number on the website and you manage to call it and you get some overseas call center, that's usually a pretty big red flag. Why can't you talk to anybody? And I'll be the first to admit, as somebody who runs a fairly small company, talking to people is a big waste of time, at least for me, and it's not very profitable. People who usually get me on the phone love to talk about their books, which is fine, but I just don't have the time to listen your plot of your whole story. That takes over an hour and a half. So I could see the need to kind of avoid calls as much as possible. However, the number is there and I am available, and I think that's important for any company that you're going to be dropping more than, say, $100 on. It's important to have like a contact that you could work with personally and know that it's a real human being with a real name, a real identity. That's very important. So, but be careful because a lot of scammers are pretty good, and especially with AI voices and with AI photos and videos, even, it's hard to tell if the person is a real person or not. So, be careful there. If huge promises are made, that's a huge red flag. As I mentioned in a lot of my videos, the chances of financial success being a self published author are relatively slim. So if somebody is telling you if you use their book promotion, you're going to make a fortune and everything's going to be great, um, be careful because they're almost certainly lying to you. Um, or if they say something like, yeah, all of our clients or most of our clients make a fortune. However, there are some clients that don't have very good books for whatever reason. So if what they're doing is they're giving themselves an out specifically for you and exaggerating how well other clients do. So look out for that because that's almost certainly false and a big red flag. Are they selling entries to contests? The whole idea of book writing contests, if you ever come across those, they're almost certainly a scam. Anybody could create a contest, anybody can create an award, and virtually everybody wins who pays to enter the contest. It's like the biggest example ever of a participation trophy. And very few people fall for it these days. Like, unless you're winning some prestigious book award, like the New York Times bestseller or something along those lines, um, it's not going to fly, and people aren't going to be impressed. So don't. You might as well make up your own award and just give it to yourself, and save yourself several $100s. Anybody selling these contests, there's something fishy about. At least I would say that that company doesn't pass the smell test. Next, they encourage large investments up front. There's no reason for this. I mentioned this before in other videos as well. There's no reason to put a fortune into book marketing all at once. A better strategy is, especially if you don't have a lot of money to begin with, is to start small, see how that works over like a month or two, and then put more money into it and keep on going until you see those results start to diminish. There's usually a point of diminishing returns in terms of how much money you put in and how much uh, benefit you get out from that investment. So if you do it slowly and methodically, then that's usually the better way to go. Next, the promotions are heavy on social media. And what I mean by that is a company will maybe just promote, hey, we'll share it with our followers. Um, those never work. And I hesitate to use the word never because it's an absolute and there's got to be some place that it actually did work. But statistically speaking, um, those are very unlikely to actually work. The whole idea of sending, if some having somebody promote your book on social media, does it work? I mean, there's some benefit to it, but it's always the problem with how much you pay versus how much you're getting back. Very rarely is there a kind of promotion that actually is a net positive for the author. Like the person will talk about their book on social media, and then maybe 20 people will buy the book. You'll make $30 from that promotion, which is good. But if you pay $60 for it, or $100 or $500, then clearly that's not a net positive for you. And I've never, ever in all my time doing this have seen a social media response work in the terms of being profitable, even in the long run. They just don't do it that way. They just don't happen. And it's usually just the social media person, the promoter who's making all the money off of you. That's why I do actually really like the social media posters, the promoters who will work with some kind of affiliate code. So, and that doesn't always work well with books, but with other products, they'll send people to their affiliate site. They're not going to charge you for it, and you're going to make money no matter what, and they'll make some money too. And that's always a fair way of doing it. But not a lot of social media companies do that for books, and for good reason, again, because it's difficult to do that through books. So, those are some ways that you could tell if a book marketing company is a scam, or at least uh, on the scammier side of things. And we like to think at BookMarketing.pro, well, we know that we don't meet any of those criteria, but we like to come across as honest as possible, straightforward, and tell you what you will expect with your promotions.